Radar screens glow amber, signaling a crisis deep in the Caribbean Sea on October 3rd, 2025.
25 miles from the Venezuelan coastline, a contact appears, tearing through water at 38 knots without identification.
On the American destroyer bridge, the atmosphere tightens instantly as the Combat Information Center verifies the fast track.
This is not a fisherman. Commercial trawlers never accelerate to highway speeds while weaving to break radar locks.
They certainly don't disable tracking beacons. The command crew recognizes the profile immediately. It is a Venezuelan runner.
A 20-meter fiberglass hull powered by 3 massive outboard engines. To civilians, it looks like a speedboat.
To the Navy, it is a kinetic missile without an explosive tip, fast enough to close the gap.
It is reckless enough to force a disaster.
Standard protocol initiates. Hail the target in English, then Spanish.
Clear and authoritative transmissions go out on international frequencies. The radio offers only static. The vessel maintains vector.
Bearing doesn't drift. Interception numbers plummet. At this velocity, a piloting error puts reinforced steel against fiberglass.
Physics doesn't negotiate. Steel survives. Yet the Navy refuses to gamble on chance. Engagement rules are now activated.
Every second is logged. Presence is broadcast. What seems a standard narcotics interdiction is mutating into a standoff.
This is no longer a criminal evading capture. It is a challenge. One twitch creates a diplomatic nightmare.
The fuse is burning. The target refuses to decelerate. Its path snakes across the tactical display, zigging wildly.
Standard evasion doctrine. Be erratic. Force the interceptor to burn computing power. Inside the nerve center, data streams.
Bearing is locked, passing distance is 6 cables. Speed holds steady at 38. 6 cables is 0 margin.
The destroyer operates in international waters. Every maneuver is archived. Every transmission is saved. Regulations serve as armor.
In volatile zones, regulations serve as legal armor for the inevitable moment this hits the global news cycle.
Radio challenges go out again, sharper this time. Unidentified vessel, your operation is hazardous. You must acknowledge now.
Silence follows. The Spanish translation is punched out with equal intensity. The response is nothing but white noise.
The bridge team interprets the signal. Silence on the water is not a misunderstanding. It is active resistance.
They escalate to visibility. Sailors man the rails. The main 5-inch gun turret rotates subtly to the starboard.
Not a firing lock, but a visual statement the giant is awake. A rigid hull boat hangs ready.
The boarding team and coxswain are braced for launch. The runner answers with the worst possible move now.
Slicing directly across the destroyer's projected path, the collision risk spikes instantly. CPA is 2 cables and dropping.
The tracker shouts, 2 cables is 400 yards. That is knife fighting distance in naval terms.
Stand fast!
Maintain heading. If the warship flinches, Caracas gets a propaganda victory about a U.S. destroyer yielding to boats.
A low chest-vibrating blast across waves. Signal lights strobe. Yet, the runner ignores the command to divert now.
To an observer, it resembles a chase scene. To bridge officers, this is preamble to a violent wreck.
One nudge sends fiberglass shredding against armored plating. The timer evaporates. Distance is now under 200 yards.
The runner is gambling with death. And the U.S. Navy? They prepare to answer that with air power.
With precise aggression, the Venezuelan craft cuts across the destroyer's nose, clearing it by less than 150.
To the public, it's just reckless driving. To the fleet, that is a hostile act. Error equals catastrophe. Steel doesn't bend. The boat will disintegrate. The captain drops the hammer. Launch the helicopter. Deploy the boats.
Cameras on. On the flight deck, the Seahawk spins up. Turbines scream, rotors chopping the humid air now.
Mist sprays over the fantail. This crew isn't carrying missiles yet. Their weapon is surveillance. The helicopter climbs.
At 200 feet, the sensor pod snaps onto the target. Thermal imaging paints a vivid portrait below.
Hot exhaust, panicked movements, fuel drums sloshing on deck. Every second is time-stamped and uploaded. Then comes pyrotechnics.
A magnesium flare streaks overhead, burning bright across the runner's bow. The command is universal. Halt immediately now!
Still, the boat hammers the throttle. Outboards whine, churning water into white froth. Speed climbs past 40 knots. They are fleeing, but courting destruction. The helicopter raises stakes, painting the cockpit with a green laser dazzler. Non-lethal, blindingly bright, designed to force compliance. It isn't an attack, but it is the last exit ramp. Simultaneously, the destroyer drops the RHIB into the swell. The driver banks hard. The intercept vector is flawless.
It becomes a three-dimensional cage. The warship walls them off. The helicopter dominates the ceiling. The chase begins.
The chase boat slices through wake. The runner jerks the wheel again. Too aggressive. The velocity is high.
The hull digs perilously into the chop. For a split second, capsize seems certain. Voices elevate in control.
They are losing stability, but correct at the last second. Swinging wide to brake left. The RHIB counters.
Engines roaring, the small craft leaps over a wave, blocking the escape route. Above, the sensor operator reports.
Target is pushing maximum RPM. Fuel consumption is critical. They cannot sustain this. This is high-speed naval chess.
Played on a shifting board. Every turn is tighter, every option fewer.
They're gaining ground. Ready the intercept.
He whispers the collective fear. One mistake, and this stops being a police action. It becomes a collision.
The runner refuses to yield. They weave, feinting port, then starboard. But the Navy has closed the trap.
Every adjustment just tightens the noose. Then the crisis point arrives. The runner shears dangerously close to pursuit.
Salt spray hits visors. The fiberglass hull almost clips rubber sponsons. Too close, a sailor screams. Coxswain holds.
Too close!
He doesn't flinch. Disciplined. Ice cold. The helicopter dips low, the flare still smoking in the air now.
The destroyer keeps its line, massive and immovable. The statement is absolute. You can run. We control this. For smugglers, time, gas, and luck are empty. October 3rd, 2025. Pursuit crosses thresholds into lethal engagement.
From the combat center, the classification changes. Non-compliant unit. Hostile intent confirmed. Escalation approved. The hunt ends here.
This is no longer a drill, kid. This is kinetic. The Venezuelan boat disregarded every radio call.
Every pyrotechnic and every non-lethal warning was ignored. Worse, it maneuvers aggressively near vulnerable American assets now.
One near miss already endangered a Navy crew. The next could kill. Under engagement rules, safety switches flip.
The order is transmitted. Neutralize mobility. The Seahawk banks sharply, sensors locked on the stern. Video live.
Then, a dull thud resonates over the flight deck. Precision fire is released. Not a warning shot.
Not a bluff. A disabling round impacts the engine block. White vapor erupts. Fiberglass splinters fly high.
Black smoke billows. At 40 knots, that impact is terminal for the machinery. Seconds later, it dies.
The boat is dead in the water. 4 crew members are confirmed KIA. No survivors on deck.
The destroyer does not alter its patrol. There are no cheers, no bravado, just quiet electronic hum.
For the fleet, this isn't theater. It is documentation. Within hours, wire services broadcast the strike globally.
Washington verifies a Venezuelan smuggling vessel was neutralized in international waters. A lawful interdiction operation executed now.
To Washington, October 3rd was enforcement. A demonstration of law and consequence on the high seas today.
But in Caracas, it is framed as an act of war. And that war is just warming.
October 3rd is not an isolated event. To grasp why 4 men died, you must trace back.
Weeks prior, September 12th, patrol aircraft tracked a convoy of these boats south of Puerto Rico efficiently.
When teams moved to intercept, smugglers engaged with automatic weapons. The counterattack was instant. Precision fire returned.
Precision fire left 11 dead. The U.S. labeled it counter-narcotics. Caracas labeled it a massacre. Same month.
Venezuelan Su-30 fighter jets flew aggressive profiles over a U.S. destroyer. Not a standard transit. Combat armed. These were combat armed jets screaming past at mass level. To the fleet, that wasn't harassment. It was rehearsal.
By late September, satellite imagery revealed a disturbing pivot. Troop buildups along the Venezuelan coast. Bunkers hardened. Patrol boats staged. Radars sweeping the sky in new patterns. Caracas wasn't just angry. They were mobilizing.
Then October arrives. Intelligence channels light up with a new threat. Stealth fighters are tracked near borders.
Officially, the Pentagon denies the sorties, but the timing is hardly accidental. The U.S. demanded visibility options.
He designates it as an armed conflict, not policing, not crime fighting. War. That single word rewrites.
It rewrites the legal framework for every sailor, granting the Navy wider authority than ever before witnessed.
The doctrinal divide is massive. Washington views these missions as hybrid police actions, backed by military capability.
Stop, seize, and if necessary, sink. Caracas, conversely, spins every interception as an invasion of sovereignty today.
To them, this isn't about drugs. It is national defense. When two narratives crash, the winner emerges.
The winner isn't who fires first. It is who convinces the globe their truth is absolute. Look
deeper. The October 3rd incident fits a precise pattern. These boats aren't independent contractors. They link.
They are frequently linked to state-sponsored logistics. Intelligence tracks the money, fuel, and military-grade GPS hardware.
When a warship stops a runner, Washington isn't just seizing cocaine. It is striking infrastructure, severing revenue.
Severing a revenue stream that supports the regime in Caracas. But this strategy carries risk. Casualties stiffen.
Every boat sunk, every casualty recorded stiffens Venezuelan resistance. Every time maritime law is enforced, Caracas cries.
By sunset on October 3rd, the confrontation ends. What is left isn't just debris bobbing in waves.
It is crossing the hemisphere.
The destroyer pushes forward, undamaged, resuming its watch. No structural damage, no medical emergencies, no pause taken.
For the Navy, it is simply another line item in the logbook of endless patrols. Fallout screams.
The political fallout screams louder than turbines. Caracas broadcasts furious denunciations, accusing the U.S. of imperial violence.
State media loops footage of wreckage, spinning a tale of innocent fishermen slaughtered by a superpower today.
Washington counters with cold facts, releasing timestamped footage, legal justification, and the timeline of defiance. Every call.
Every call ignored. Every signal disregarded. Every non-lethal attempt exhausted. The strike wasn't reckless.
Yet, this shadow conflict isn't about moral high ground. It is about endurance. Venezuelan defenses are alerted. American destroyers continue to sweep the approaches. Spy planes orbit the Caribbean like red-tailed hawks waiting for movement.
Reality? October 3rd wasn't a conclusion. It was a round in a fight where posture weighs.
Posture, patience, and resolve weigh more than ammunition. Because on the ocean, victory isn't counted by hulls.
Victory isn't counted by hulls you breach. Sometimes it is measured by the warnings you deliver effectively.
The signal sent on October 3rd was undeniable. Threaten an American warship, and the result is certain.
Not for the cartels, not for the regime, not for anyone. So, what is your take today? Should the Navy intensify the strikes on these smuggling platforms? Or does every engagement risk sprawling conflict? Leave your analysis in the comments. because this isn't just tactical, it is geopolitical. And hey, thanks.
Thank you for staying with us for this deep dive into naval strategy. If you found value,
please like and subscribe to Winds of Thought. It supports us in bringing these maritime breakdowns to your screen. Want to go deeper? Join the crew. You unlock badges. You unlock loyalty badges, priority responses, and help us uncover more stories from the Blue Frontier now.
Just click the join button on the channel homepage to hop aboard. Remember, out here, hesitation.
Hesitation is more dangerous than the enemy. I will catch you in the next one. Signing off.